All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the May 1st, 2025 meeting of the Ascension Parish Council. I'll call to order, and I will ask Mr. Joseph if you please lead us in the invocation. Amen.
Our Father, who art in heaven, America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
We were going to take anything you want.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph. All right, item number 2, roll call. Miss Secretary, we are missing Mr. Robert, Mr. Turner, and Miss Starr. All of the members are present. Item number 3, chair's addition. The chair does have an addition. I'm going to ask my fellow members, we need a unanimous vote to please add an agenda item. That agenda item is the approval to proceed with the drainage servitude and bridge access dedication and use for East Ascension drainage maintenance and construction and any other services needed regarding the New River Canal in perpetuity in exchange for the parish to perform repairs on Herman Guidry Road Bridge. I need a motion and a second.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Hillensbeck and a second by Ms. Peaty to add to the agenda. Any objections? Hearing none. So moved, and we are going to make that agenda item 7B under general business. 7B. Okay. Public comment sign-in period. If anyone here would like to speak on any of our agenda items, please come to the podium. We have a red, green, and a red card and a green card. If you would like to speak on an agenda item, you have 3 minutes to do so. Just fill out the card and hand it to us, and whenever we get to that item, we will give you a call. Next up is item number 5, presentations. We have certificates of recognition for the Donaldsonville 12's Biddy basketball tournament, and this is Mr. Joseph is gonna help lead us here.
Thank you, Jim. I was looking for Travis to tell him he's not the only one who had championships. You know. He's not here. But I'd like to have the coach to come up here, Devin Allen. I would just want to congratulate the kids on it, but Mr. Allen, if you don't mind, yes, you can tell them a little bit about the tournament, and then we'll give the presentation.
First of all, good evening. Appreciate the recognition for the kids. It was a great season. It started off kind of rocky, not winning so much, but I told the kids that's normally how it go. As long as they work hard, be good teammates, trust each other, and create a brotherhood, it's going to pay off in the end. That's kind of what happened. First tournament, we didn't win a game. Second tournament, we won 2 games, and every 2 minutes after that, we got better and better because we started trusting each other, started playing as a team, and we always start off every game with a prayer. And I told them, if you trust God, trust each other, and believe in each other, it's going to pay off in it. And just what happened at the end of the end, we was the last one standing, won our international championship, because they also had teams from Finland as well.
All right, thank you. So, y'all gentlemen, if y'all come up, what we're going to do is give you, and then go stand right there so we can take a picture with y'all after, all right? Devin Allen, head coach. Monique Williams. Jay Green. Brandon Rodriguez. Rodriguez. Yeah. Oh, Darren Harris, Jr. All right. Fred, you don't mind coming in?
I'm just trying to fill the gap.
Everybody look at me. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And I got it.
That's his cousin?
Devin Allen is also our West Bank Recreation Director on this side.
Oh, great. Awesome. Let's see. Congratulations, Coach, young men. Awesome accomplishment. All right, up next is our parish president's report. Mr. Quintmall.
Thank you, Chairman Lawson. Good evening, Council. First, I'd like to start with an update for our annual trash bash, which was held on April 12th. We had 25 volunteers, 55 bags containing nearly 400 pounds of trash. We covered over 5 miles. I want to thank everyone who came out to help, and we look forward to next year's event. Next, I'm happy to report that LDH sanitary survey conducted on April 22nd for the ACUD system went exceptionally well. There were no deficiencies or corrective recommendations were cited. This Saturday, May 3rd, is our Household Hazardous Materials Collection Day at Lamar Dixon from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. I encourage everybody to come out to get rid of their household hazardous material. Next week is Ascension Parish Day at the Capitol. Team's been working extremely hard on this event. We expect it to be a great success. It will be held on Wednesday, May 7th. So we encourage all of our council and anybody who can make it to join us. It'll be at the Capitol Park Museum to showcase Ascension Parish with our legislators. Finally, next week we will begin graduation season in Ascension Parish. Let me end my report by wishing all of our graduates at every levels a huge congratulations on all their upcoming graduation events and future success. And that concludes my report, Chair. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. President. All right, let's see. Next item, general business 7A. This is approval of field material agreement between Air Products Chemicals Incorporated, LA Alumina, LLC, and Ascension Parish government to assist with the partial closure plan being monitored by LDEQ. I have a motion by Mr. Robert and a second by Mr. Hillinsbeck. Any questions, any objection? Hearing none, so move. And item 7B is the item that we added, and this is approval to proceed with some drainage servitude in perpetuity as access for East Central Drainage for us performing the repairs on Herman Guidry Road. We do have the officially filed, and this is the declaration of emergency that was filed late this evening with the clerk of court. So everything is there and is on the up and up. And I forwarded an email. I know we've had email issues here lately. I forwarded the email of the pictures of the bridge a couple hours ago, and it is a dire situation. I can't believe anybody was driving or walking over that. All right, we have a motion by Mr. Robert, a second by Mr. Vornado. Any objection? Hearing none, so moved. And it's always nice when we get extra access and servitude on New River because we know. I see Ryan back there shaking his head. Sometimes we might have to travel a mile, right, along the bank to find servitude to access. So. All right. And now into our public hearing ordinances. 8A, reading of an ordinance to purchase sugarcane crop stubble located on 47.663 acres on land owned by Primeco West for the price of $148,890.63. Mr. Dupatti.
Purpose to purchase sugarcane crop stubble located on 47.663 acres on land owned by Primeco West LLC for the price of $148,890.63. Whereas Ascension Parish government desires to acquire a portion of certain movable property owned by Primeco West LLC located in Ascension, and whereas Gilliard Farms Inc. has a lease of portion of said property for the purpose of farming sugarcane, and whereas Parish proposes to purchase crop stubble owner for the sum of $148,890.63 as full and final payment for the loss of sugarcane crop stubble as outlined in the agreement to purchase and sell sugarcane stubble attached as Exhibit A. Now therefore be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority authorizes the purchase of the sugarcane crop stubble located on 47.663 acres on land owned by Price West LLC, described on Exhibit B for the price of $148,890.63 as more fully described in Exhibit A attached here to and made a part hereof. This ordinance is being adopted in conformity with Section 601 of the Ascension Parish Charter. Clint Coymore, Parish President, is hereby authorized to sign all necessary documents on behalf of the Ascension Parish government for the purchase of sugarcane crop stubble. This ordinance has been submitted to a vote. Vote thereon as follows.
Motion open public hearing by Mr. Vornado, a second by Ms. P.T. Motion closed by Ms. P.T., a second by Mr. Arsenault. Motion to move the ordinance by Mr. Joseph, second by Mr. Hillensbeck. Any objection? Hearing none, so moved. All right, 8D, to accept the donation of parcel of immovable property, 59.052 acres, more or less, described as tracts AP3, AP4, AP5, being a portion of the Arlington Plantation property at no cost to the donor. Mr. Dupatti.
Purpose to accept the donation from Priceco West LLC of a parcel of immovable property being 59.052 acres, more or less, described as tracts AP3, AP4, and AP5, being a portion of the Arlington Plantation property as more fully described in Exhibit A and Exhibit B attached at no cost to the donor. Ascension Parish government will pay all costs and fees associated with the donation. Whereas Priceco West LLC desires to donate a parcel of immovable property to the Ascension Parish government and described on Exhibit A and Exhibit B attached here too, and whereas there is a need and a public purpose for the acquisition of certain movable property for the Ascension Parish government, and whereas the Ascension Parish government does hereby desire to acquire the property, servitudes, and/or rights of way, and authorize the office of the parish president to do whatever is necessary to enter into negotiations and acquire said property, and now therefore be it ordained the Ascension Parish governing authority authorize the acceptance of the donation from Priceco West LLC of a parcel of immovable property being 59.052 acres, more or less, described as tracts AP3, AP4, and AP5, being a portion of the Arlington Plantation property as more fully described in Exhibit A and Exhibit B, attached at no cost to the donor. Ascension Parish government will pay all costs and fees associated with the donation. This ordinance is being adopted in conformity with Section 601 of the Ascension Parish Charter. The acceptance of the property is subject to approval by the parish attorney and contingent upon the seller being able to deliver a merchantable title. Clint Cornwall Parish President is hereby authorized to sign all necessary documents on behalf of the Ascension Parish government for the acquisition of the property. Ordinance has been submitted to a vote. The vote thereon is as follows.
Motion to open public hearing by Mr. Hillensbeck, second by Mr. P.T. Motion to close by Mr. Hillensbeck, second by Mr. Cullen. Motion to move the ordinance by Ms. P.T. and a second by Ms. Alonso. Okay, we do have a question by Mr. Robert.
Clearly, I don't have a problem with us accepting a donation of property. I was just a little bit curious as to maybe the terms of it or as to what it's being donated for.
So this part of land is being donated for the Energy Transition Parkway for the parish's responsibility, which is Phase 2, which is the leg that goes into where CF Industries has their new announcement. And so we've gotten in.
So this is being donated essentially by CF, I'm assuming?
No, by Priceco.
So Priceco, okay. And Priceco consists of, and I'm not asking for any reason other than they should be given recognition, you know.
Yeah, we are very grateful. This is
But who is Priceco? Is what I was asking.
Price LeBlanc.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, well, great. That was all I was wondering is who it was and what we needed it for.
Sure.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any objection? Hearing none, so moved. G, reading of an ordinance declaring surplus and authorization of the sale and/or
Yeah,
transfer.
So Priceco is that one also? Because Priceco is a sugar thing.
Yes, so he leases out his property to a farmer that does the sugar cane, and so part of the deal is that we have to pay for the loss that farmer will incur.
And it's normal procedure with the sugarcane farmers, anyone, you have to buy 3 years of their product.
No, yeah, it's absolutely known procedure, but is it known procedure for, the parish to do that now?
But they also,
At
the
that
tax
level, I'm
credit
saying.
for them too, by them doing it too, with the donation.
Yes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's refunded to us, I'm assuming, by the federal government, or what? Or is it just a deal we did?
No, that's just a deal that we did. It's very cheap for the amount of property that we are acquiring.
No, it's a lot of property. Okay, so the Arlington Plantation property is owned by Priceco also.
That's their farmer, I believe.
The leasing farm.
So the donation is from the farmer and the sugar is from the, that seems backwards.
Thank you.
Priceco is they donate the
So
land.
then Priceco owns,
Right, they own it, they're donating it. The sugarcane farmer who farmed it still have product on the property.
well, they're leasing it from them,
They
right?
were leasing it, but they have the rights to their
Yeah,
product.
we're
And
doing
so
that.
they have the right to recoup the money they invested in it. And so
No,
what
I
we
understand
do
all
is
that, yeah.
we are recouping them with that money.
But the part that you said was no was yes, is Price, Arlington is owned by Price Co.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I was wondering. Thank you. That's the part that was important.
All right.
Land cheap,
Uh,
donated, and we getting the project moving forward. Sounds important to me.
I think it's a great idea.
All right, 8G, reading of an ordinance, declaring surplus and authorization of the sale and/or transfer of miscellaneous movable equipment. Mr. Dupatti.
Purpose, to declare surplus and authorize the sale and or transfer of miscellaneous movable equipment. Whereas the parish of Ascension has certain assets that are surplus and no longer viable to retain, and whereas these assets no longer serve or have any public purpose, and whereas the parish of Ascension desire to declare said assets as surplus and provide the sale and or transfer of same, whereas be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Council acting in its capacity as the governing authority, that it hereby declares the listing of assets attached here to and made part hereof, Exhibit A, as surplus and authorize the sale and or transfer of same, severability. In the event that any portion of this ordinance is ever held invalid or unconstitutional for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction over it, such portion shall be deemed a separate, distinct, and independent provision and shall not affect the validity of the remaining portion of the ordinance. The effective date this ordinance shall be in full effect as permitted by law. The ordinance has been submitted to a vote. The vote thereon is as follows.
Motion to public hearing by Mr. Hillensbeck, second by Ms. Alonso. Motion to close by Mr. Vornado, a second by Mr. Arsenault. Motion to move the ordinance by Ms. Beatty and a second by Mr. Vornado. Any objection? Hearing none. So moved. All right, 8J, reading of an ordinance, accepting donation of two 2018 Dodge Ram trucks, VIN number 3C63R2 CL0JG291981, odometer 66,198, value 30,000. Second VIN number 3C63R2 CL1JG304804, odometer reading 77,798. Value 30,000 to Ascension Parish government used by Fire District Number 1. Mr. Dupatti.
Purpose, to accept donations and transfer of titles pursuant to acts of donation of certain movable property owned by the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Department to the Ascension Parish government. Whereas the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Department owns one 2018 Ram VIN 3C63R2CL0JG291981, valued at 30,000, and one 2008 Ram VIN 3C63R2CL1JG304804, valued at 30,000. These vehicles are no longer needed by the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Department. Whereas the Ascension Parish Fire Protection Department, District Number 1, will maintain and provide insurance for said equipment. Be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Council as the governing authority and in and for the Ascension Parish government, with permission, consent, and request of the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Department, does hereby authorize the acceptance, conveyance, and transfer of all rights, title, and interest in and to one 2018 Ram VIN 3C63R2CL0JG291981, valued at 30,000, and one 2018 Ram VIN 3C63R2CL1JG304804, valued at 30,000 as is, and without warranty of any kind, as fully contained in the acts of donation attached here to and made a part hereof as Exhibit A and B. Be it further ordained that Clinton County Parish President is hereby authorized to execute any and all documents necessary to complete these transfers on behalf of the Parish Council. This ordinance has been submitted to a vote. The vote thereon was as follows.
Motion to open public hearing by Mr. Vornado, second by Mr. Hillensbeck. Motion to close by Mr. Joseph, second by Ms. Beatty. Motion to move the ordinance by Mr. Hillensbeck, second by Ms. Alonso. And we do have a question by Mr. Vornado.
I'm just curious, just a general question, just for my personal knowledge. I know the military typically own their vehicles. I noticed the sheriff's department, but what's the metric when we get rid of vehicles in the parish? Is it like 6 years, 60,000 miles? The military is about 6 years, 60,000 miles.
I would assume that's what the sheriff says, but we don't dictate that.
So we just sell it when it's, I was just curious. Just sell it when it's falling apart, I guess.
Yep. We drive ours into the ground.
Nice. All right, are there any objection? Hearing none, so moved. 8M, to acquire a parcel of immovable property between 5 and 4 hundredths, between being 5 4/100ths of an acre located in section 22-9-3 east of Mississippi River, Ascension Parish, Louisiana, for the price of $450,000 or appraisal price, whichever is less. Mr. Dupaty.
Purpose to acquire a parcel of movable property being 5 4/100ths acre more or less located in section 22-9-3 east of the Mississippi River, Ascension Parish, Louisiana, for the price of $450,000 or appraised value, whichever is lesser, plus the cost of closing. Whereas the Ascension Parish government desires to acquire the said certain immovable property, and whereas there is a need and public purpose for the acquisition of certain immovable property for the Ascension Parish government, and whereas the Ascension Parish government does hereby desire to acquire the property, servitudes, and rights of ways, and authorize the office of the parish president to do whatever is necessary to enter into negotiations and acquire said property. And now therefore be it ordained, the Ascension Parish governing authority authorizes the purchase of the parcel of movable property being 5 4/100ths acre more or less located in section 22-9-3 east of the Mississippi River, Ascension Parish, Louisiana, for the price of $450,000 or appraised value, whichever is less, plus the cost of closing, as more fully described in Exhibit A and B attached here to and made a part hereof. The ordinance is being adopted in conformity with Section 601 of the Ascension Parish Charter. The purchase of the property is subject to approval by the parish attorney and contingent upon the seller being able to deliver a merchantable title. Clinton Coleman, Parish President, is hereby authorized to sign all necessary documents on behalf of the Ascension Parish government for the purchase of the property. The ordinance has been submitted to a vote. The vote on rules as follows.
Motion to open public hearing by Mr. P.T., a second by Mr. Hillensbeck. Motion to close by Mr. Arsenault, a second by Ms. P.T. Motion to move the ordinance by Mr. Hillensbeck, second by Ms. P.T. Any objection? Hearing none, so moved. 8P, reading of an ordinance to acquire a parcel of immovable property being 2 1/100ths acres located in section 22-9-3 east of the Mississippi River for the price of $150,000 or appraised value, whichever is lesser. Mr. Dupaty.
Purpose to acquire a parcel of movable property being described as Lot 6 containing 2.047 acres on the map by Henry E. Klein, Peter, dated November 10, 1969, located in section 22-9-3 east of the Mississippi River, Ascension Parish, Louisiana, for the price of $150,000 or appraised value, whichever is lesser, plus the cost of closing. Whereas the Ascension Parish government desires to acquire the said certain movable property, and whereas there is a need and public purpose for the acquisition of certain movable property for the Ascension Parish government, and whereas the Ascension Parish government does hereby desire to acquire the property, servitudes, and or rights of ways, and authorize the office of parish president to do whatever is necessary to enter into negotiations and acquire said property. And now therefore be it ordained that Ascension Parish governing authority authorizes the purchase of the parcel of movable property being described as Lot 6 containing 2.047 acres on a map by Henry E. Klein, Peter, dated November 10, 1969, located in section 22-9-3 east of the Mississippi River, Ascension Parish, Louisiana, for the price of $150,000 or appraised value, whichever is lesser, plus the cost of closing, are more fully described in Exhibit A and Exhibit B attached here too and made a part hereof. This ordinance is being adopted in conformity with Section 601 of the Ascension Parish Charter. The purchase of the property is subject to approval by the parish attorney and contingent upon the seller being able to deliver a merchantable title. Clinton Coleman, Parish President, is hereby authorized to sign all necessary documents on behalf of the Ascension Parish government for the purchase of the property. This ordinance has been submitted to a vote. Vote thereon rules as follows.
Motion to open public hearing by Ms. P.T., second by Mr. Joseph. Motion to close by Mr. Hillensbeck, second by Ms. P.T. Motion to move the ordinance by Mr. Joseph, second by Ms. P.T. Any objection? Hearing none, so moved. 8S, reading of an ordinance to levy millages on the 2025 tax roll on all properties subject to taxation by Ascension Parish government. Mr. Dupaty.
Ordinance number 1, be it ordained that the following millages are hereby levied on the 2025 tax roll on all property subject to taxation by Ascension Parish government. 2025 millage. Parish tax 2.71, parish tax Donaldsonville Gonzales 1.35, parish health 1.98, parish mental health 1.98, parish council on aging 1.50, parish juvenile detention 0.98, parish animal shelter 0.98, parish library 5.53, lighting district number 1 4.63, lighting district number 2 1.01, lighting district number 3, 4.68, lighting district number 4, 4.15, lighting district number 5, 4.61, lighting district number 6, 4.73, lighting district number 7, 4.84, ACUD number 1, 9.88, East Ascension Drainage, 4.88, West Ascension Drainage, 5.26, West Ascension Drainage number 2, 4.56, Prairieville Fire District number 3, 9.62, Prairieville Fire District number 3, number 2, 9.62, Brookstone Subdivision 15, Camellia Cove Subdivision 15, Camber Oaks Subdivision 15, Highland Trace Subdivision 15, Germany Oak subdivision, phase 215, Jamestown Crossing subdivision, first file and 15, Jamestown Crossing subdivision, second file and 15, the Villas of Rosewood subdivision, 15, the Cottages of Savannah Road, 15, Pelican Point GC-Victoria Court, 15, Pelican Crossing, fifth file and 15, Riverton subdivision, first file and 15, Clare Court subdivision, 15, Forestwood subdivision, 15, Windmere Crossing subdivision, 15, Windsor Park subdivision, 15, Belsylvane phase 3, 15, Pelican Crossing, sixth file and 15, DeLawn Estate subdivision, first file and 15, Christian Place subdivision, 15, DeLawn Estate subdivision, second file and 15, DeLawn Estate subdivision, third file and 15. Be it further ordained that the proper administrative officials of the Parish of Ascension, State of Louisiana be and they are hereby empowered, authorized, and directed to spread said taxes as herein above set forth upon the assessment roll of the said parish for the year 2025, and to make the collection of taxes imposed for and or behalf of the taxing authority according to law, and that the taxes herein levied shall become a permanent lien and privilege on all property subject to taxation as herein set forth, and collection thereof shall be enforceable in the manner provided by law. The foregoing ordinance was read in full. The roll was called on the adoption thereof, and the ordinance was adopted by the following votes.
Motion to open public hearing by Mr. Robert. Second by Ms. Beatty. Motion to close by Mr. Hillensberg. Second by Ms. Alonso. Motion to move the ordinance by Mr. Robert. Second by Ms. Alonso. Any objection? Hearing none. So moved. 8V. To amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18, Political Subdivision, Autonomous Boards, Commissions, and Authorities, Article 3, Drainage District, Section 18-31, West Ascension Gravity Drainage District Number 1, to add Section 18-31, Drainage Canals. Mr. Dupaty.
Purpose to amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18, Political Subdivision, Autonomous Boards, Commissions, and Authorities, Article 3, Drainage Sub-Districts, Section 18-31, West Ascension Gravity Drainage District Number 1, to add Section 18-31.1, Drainage Channel. Whereas the Charter of the Parish of Ascension, Section 601, requires an ordinance for all acts which are to have the force of law. Whereas real property acquired by the parish requires an ordinance, and acts which modify official maps of the parish require an ordinance. Whereas the drainage district is a political subdivision of the state of Louisiana and shall have full power and authority through the governing authority thereof. And whereas the parish council shall ex officio constitute the Board of Commissions or the West Ascension Gravity Drainage District Number 1 of the Parish of Ascension. Now therefore it be ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority that the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18, Political Subdivisions, Autonomous Boards, Commissions, and Authorities, Article 3, Drainage Districts, Section 18-31, West Ascension Gravity Drainage District Number 1, to add Section 18-31.1, Drainage Channels, be amended as more fully described in Exhibit A and B, attached here to and made a part hereof. The effective date this ordinance shall be in full effect permitted by law. The ordinance has been submitted to a vote. The vote thereon was as follows.
Motion to open public hearing by Mr. Robert. Second by Mr. Joseph. Motion to close by Mr. Arsenault. Second by Ms. Beatty. Motion to move the ordinance by Mr. Joseph. Second by Ms. Alonso. Any objection? Hearing none. So moved. 8Y, to amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 15, Parks and Recreation, Article 1, Section 15-2, Park Rules and Regulations, to amend F rental pricing for recreational facilities, to delete La Rogera Field, and to add pricing for other field usage. Mr. Dupaty.
Purpose to amend the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 15, Parks and Recreation, Article 1, Section 15-2, Parks Rules and Regulations, generally to amend F rental pricing for recreational facilities, to delete La Rogera Field, and to add pricing for field usage. Whereas the Charter of the Parish of Ascension, Section 601, requires an ordinance for all acts that regulate the rate or other charge for services provided by the parish and for all amendments to those acts. And whereas the Parish of Ascension is the governing authority and responsible body over parks and recreation, and whereas the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 15, Article 1, Section 15-2 was last amended on October 6, 2022, now therefore be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority that the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 15, Parks and Recreation, Article 1 in general, Section 15-2, Parks, Rules, and Regulations, generally to amend F rental pricing for recreation facilities as more fully described in Exhibit A attached here to and made a part hereof. Effective date, this ordinance shall be in full effect as permitted by law. The ordinance having been submitted to vote, the vote thereon was as follows.
Motion to open public hearing by Mr. Robert. Second by Mr. Hillensbeck. Motion closed by Mr. Joseph. Second by Ms. Alonso. Motion to move the ordinance by Mr. Joseph. Second by Ms. Alonso. Any objection? Hearing none. So moved. 8BB, reading an ordinance to revoke an existing drainage servitude 10 foot from top bank located across northwestern portions of Lot A2B of the Samuel T. Fry property. Mr. Dupatti.
Purpose to revoke existing drainage servitudes 10 feet from top bank located across the northern and western portions of Lot A2B of the Samuel T. Fry third property. Property as depicted on the Earls and Associates LLC map recorded at instrument number 762936. Whereas petitioner has petitioned the Ascension Parish Council to revoke existing drainage servitudes 10 feet from the top bank located across the northern and western portions of Lot A2B of the Samuel T. Fry third property. Property as depicted on the Earls and Associates LLC map recorded at instrument number 762936. And whereas the planning department, engineering department, and all relevant utility companies have reviewed and researched said request and have no objection to the revocation of such, the parish of Ascension hereby ordains that it grants approval for the revocation of the existing drainage servitudes 10 feet from the top bank located across the northern and western portions of Lot A2B of Samuel T. Fry third property. Property is depicted on the Earls and Associates LLC map recorded at instrument number 762936 attached to and made a part hereof as Exhibit A. Repeal all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith are hereby henceforth repealed. Severability, if any portion of this ordinance is held to be invalid, such invalidity shall not affect other provisions herein which can be given effect without the invalid provisions. And to this end, the provisions of this ordinance are hereby declared to be severable. Effective date, this ordinance shall become effective 15 days after adoption.
Motion over the public hearing by Mr. Robert, second by Mr. Vornado. Motion closed by Mr. Vornado, second by Mr. Hillensbeck. Motion to move the ordinance by Mr. Vornado with a second from Mr. Arsenault. Any objection? Hearing none, so moved. Motion to adjourn by Mr. Arsenault, second by Mr. Vornado. We are adjourned. Thank you.